What is up, everybody? Good morning on Saturday, July 3rd, America's birthday weekend. We're here on Brewed Bets presented by Paled Horse Coffee, where the coffee is strong and the bets are stronger. I am always, of course, joined by my co host, JT. JT, we're in a bit of a predicament here. We're sponsored by a coffee store, and you're on vacation in a town that does not have coffee at the house. How did that work?
Yeah, that my parents are not coffee drinkers, so I actually am sitting in the Dunkin' drive-through trying to get some
Ooh.
coffee this morning.
Well, you know what they say, America runs on Dunkin'. So hopefully that powers us this morning. It's not the same strong coffee we're used to with the Pale Horse, but hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. And that's why we love Dunkin' and Starbucks, because they're always nearby. So shout out to Dunkin' for being there for JT. Shout out to Pale Horse. Big development here on Brewed Bets. For those of you that follow us on Sports Shift Media, we made a big announcement earlier this week that Brewed Bets and everything is now all encompassed by Sports Shift Media. Go check them out. But as part of that, what that meant for the Brewed Bet show is we can now officially offer savings to people. As the ticker is down there, you can see it scrolling across your screen, but you can now use promo code Brewed Bets at checkout at palehorsecoffee.com and get 10% off your online order. Important here, delivery or pickup. So you can go online and order your beans, throw in that 10% promo code Brewed Bets at checkout, and schedule it to be picked up in the coffee house and still save your 10%. And listen, we are just over the moon about that.
That's huge because not only you can get your beans for your house, but also you can go in there and grab a nice, nicely made drink by all the people in there.
Absolutely. Courteous staff, great service in there. Thanks to Don, to Gray, the other Pale Horse owners for being here and supporting us and allowing us to be sponsored by them. And again, that big new promo code Brewed Bets at checkout at www.palehorsecoffee.com. 10% off pickup or delivery as long as you place the order through the website. And hey, speaking of sponsors, we got another one. So I'm going to throw this up on the screen here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but we got a youth baseball team in the area here that has been doing some really big things, making some big noise as far as youth baseball is concerned. And look, parents, I know how it goes. We're in a baseball hotbed. AAU baseball runs rampant. There's so many teams to choose from. How do you know? Well, Southside Crew is the place for you if you want a family-oriented environment and a close-knit people, because that's how they started in 2017. Their goal was to provide a baseball program where kids could get better but not be financially burdened by the costs that typically come with AAU baseball. It's expensive. And Southside Crew has done a great job of making that a reality and making baseball and good, honest coaching available to kids regardless of their financial position. And we thank them so much for that. And they have an opportunity for you and your family to be a part of their organization. We're sharing it there on the screen. The upcoming week of July, we've got some tryouts. 8U and 9U will be Thursday the 8th. We've got 11U on Tuesday the 6th, 10U's on the 13th, 12U's on the 12th. 13U is on July 7th, and then Saturday, July 10th will be at Cascade Park. That's going to be 2 practice dates for the Southside Crew. Now, we've had 2 Cream, 1 Sugar Pat on here before. His kids play for Southside Crew at one point, and he was a coach there for at one point. And if anyone has seen 2 Cream, 1 Sugar Pat, you know that he's a stand-up guy. He's a really good guy, and that kind of embodies the environment that the Southside Crew brings to the baseball field. So give them a shout. Give them an opportunity if you're looking for a place to place your kids. It's a great place to be, not only for the players, but also for the family, and we thank them for their advertisement. So this is, at the end of the day, as we transition from youth sports to gambling, this is a gambling show. So let's start how we always do, the 3-2-1. 3 good bets, 2 locks, 1 upset. Today I'm going with the DC United money line versus Toronto. I'm taking the Chicago White Sox money line versus Detroit. Tonight, NBA, big game 6 in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm going to take Milwaukee and the 2.5 that they're getting. This is the first time in the series that Atlanta has been a favorite. So I'm going to talk about that. My two locks is going to be the Houston Dynamo versus Cincy. I'm taking that money line. I'm going to the Euros. I'm going to take England's money line versus the Ukraine. And my upset today, I'm taking the Chicago Cubs, the Cubbies, on the road versus Cincy to get that upset win. JT, what do we have tonight?
So I like that we're on the same page for a lot of these. I'm taking the White Sox both today and tomorrow. I'll get into why I like both those games a little later. Yankees Mets, big pitching matchup on Sunday. I'm going to take the under in that game. I'm with you on England. I think there's a lot of things that we can talk about there on why England is going to win that game pretty easily. And then my last pick, I'm actually taking the Bucks money line. I think they finish it off. I don't think they need the 2.5. But yeah, we got a lot of same picks, so it could be a big week for Brewed Bets.
It could, and look, in the tallies, we are down 6 to ourselves. We're 32 and 38. Now, look, we went through a rough stretch there. It happens, and there's only 2 of us, so you could say that pads the stats. You could say that helps hinder the stats because we might have another staffer that could get some good picks. But you know what? We've only had, as a unit, probably 3 losing weeks. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. But those 3 losing weeks are right there in the 6th spot that we are suffering right there. So I'll get into the 3-2-1 here. JT looks like he's about to make an order. So we are live in the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru with JT this morning. The dedication is real. Okay. The dedication is real.
We need that coffee.
That's it. All right. So for the 3-2-1, my 3 good bets, let's start with, the very first one that I went with, because it's the one that I feel I'm going to watch today. I love the DC United, all Washington professional sports. I love it. But look, Toronto is in complete free fall. After finishing second last year, they don't seem to have any team chemistry. And that was evidenced by their star forward, Josie Altidore. He got in a public fight with team management that's led to him being sat out most of this season. And until Toronto resolves those off-field issues, they won't be competitive on the pitch. So I'm taking the DC money line at home to go with the win there over Toronto. Then we move on to the White Sox. I'm taking the money line. JT's taking the run line. I'm taking the money line, and this is pretty simple. Detroit has been respectable. They were, since May 1st, they've been 28 and 27, which is an improvement on what they had been, right? I mean, they started off kind of slow. So to be a game above 500 since the 1st of May, that's pretty good for where they were. The problem is that during that same good stretch, they're 1-7 against the White Sox. So their pitching staff for the White Sox has just been able to really limit the Tigers' offense. In the 8 games they've played, Detroit's only been able to manage 2.8 runs per game. So I'm going with that and saying that the odds are ever in my favor, just taking the money line. JT, I'll let you explain your run line when we get to that. And then my final good pick is going to be the Milwaukee Bucks. And look, we talked about this a little bit pre-show. Based on what we've seen of these teams with and without their star players, I don't see how anyone could take the Hawks unless they know that Trae Young is back. But even with him, it might not be enough if the Bucks as a team put forth the same effort they did in Game 5. And look, I know it's easy to sit here and look at these games and say, well, they just defended home court. Now it's Atlanta's turn. You got to understand the Bucks know that they're the better team. And the longer that they let this series drag out, the more rest the Suns get. The more rest the Suns get. And it's a catch-22 because the more rest the Suns get, the more rest Giannis gets. But we're really almost positive he's not going to be able to play in the finals regardless. So you're really just tearing down your own team. And I'm thinking they're going to come out and they're going to have the same energy they had in Game 5. I just like them to close out this series, even though it's on the road. A tentative and inefficient Young is not where I want to invest my money. So I'm taking Milwaukee. And obviously the points are a safe play. The money line is also a good option. I like the points because it gets it kind of closer to even money. So those are my 3 good bets. My 2 locks for this weekend. The first one's going to be the Houston Dynamo versus Cincinnati. My reason for that is last season was strange for Houston. So people have been betting against them based on that. And I don't look too much into that because it was really uncharacteristic of them. The teams coming through this year the way they expected to, they're sitting in sixth in the West, which is a very high scoring, very competitive division. So to say sixth is not the worst thing in the world. But they're going to advance even higher after beating Cincinnati today. That's all I got to say about it. Houston is good. Cincy is not. Sorry about it. My other lock is going to be the money line versus Ukraine. I'm interested to see. This is one of the only bets, I think the only bet where we have the exact bet. We've bet the same game and the same team, just different avenues of the bet. My reasoning for this is because the 120 minutes that Ukraine just played in Glasgow, I can't remember who they played their last match, but I know it was in Glasgow.
So Sweden, right?
Sweden? Was it Sweden? Okay.
Yeah.
But that was grueling and physically demanding. Also, they've traveled way more than England has. In the entirety of the Euros, this will be the first match that England has played away from Wembley. That's crazy to me. So as a result, I think the Ukraine team will be much more fatigued than England. And England, keep in mind, England can rotate their players in and out without reducing the overall quality of the team. Once you force Ukraine to have to start going to their bench, there is a drastic drop off. And I'm not even sure that their best of their best is good enough to hang with England. I'm surprised that the money line is only minus 250. But I'm going to jump on it and I'm going to take it. And then my upset pick for the week is going to be the Cubs today at Cincy, taking on the Reds. Reds are hot. Reds are good. But I've just got a feeling about the Cubs. I've got a feeling that it's kind of weird. Like they have battled their way back into the top spot, or at least a race for the top spot in their division, which has been crazy. Schwarber's got the good vibes going on in Washington. He just had one of the most historically great months we've ever seen. He's a former Cubby. They drafted him. Man, I just feel good about the Cubs because of all the juju that's attached to the Cubs is going well, plus the battling they've been doing as a team. And it's good money. I mean, plus 114 on the money line. I got to roll with it. So that's my upset for the week. So again, we'll recap the 3-2-1. I'm going with the DC United money line versus Toronto, the White Sox money line versus Detroit, Milwaukee plus 2.5. My locks are going to be Houston Dynamo money line versus Cincy, England's money line versus the Ukraine, and my upset pick for the weekend is going to be the Cubs money line versus Cincy. JT, best bets. Let's go.
I love all that explanation there, but I'll jump right into mine. White Sox today, they're going up against a lefty. So we're on the right page there. I've talked about it before, but anytime this White Sox team faces a lefty, jump on it. I believe their slugging percentage against lefties is about 40 points higher than it is against righties. So just huge number. So jump on that. That's why I'm taking the 1.5, because they just hit for such better power when they're going up against a lefty starter. And then tomorrow, I think they'll finish off the sweep with Lucas Giolito going. You mentioned the pitching staff for the White Sox has just dominated this Tigers lineup. I believe they're, what was the stat? 28-9 against the Tigers since 2019. Mm-hmm. So they just
ownership.
The Tigers are kind of the little brother against everybody in that division, but especially the White Sox. So then my third pick, I'm going to tomorrow as well. Yankees and Mets, big pitching matchup. It really, that's all it comes down to. Marcus Stroman and Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole struggled last weekend when I took him, but I think that changes tonight. Hold on one second here. Yep.
We are ordering live coffee. This is phenomenal.
That's why I tried to time it up this way, because I figured that it would be good for the show to have me struggling to try to order this coffee while I'm talking about my.
I will say that was the smoothest handoff I've ever seen in a drive-thru. Was that because you were in a rush, or because that was just efficient AF?
I think that was just efficient, because I did not talk to the lady beforehand, but she just handed that right off, and I was on my way.
Love that. All right, so maybe that's a good omen for the Yankees-Mets under. We were talking about that's the Sunday game, and it's a huge pitching matchup. Who's on the mound?
Marcus Stroman, Garrett Cole, and to be honest with you, I think the under is the best bet here. Also, like the pitchers obviously are going to play well, but both teams are really struggling right now. The Mets just went out and got pounded 20-2, so hopefully their pitching staff doesn't pitch like that for me on Sunday. But the Yankees have also lost 5 of 6. They got swept by the Red Sox. I think just both teams are kind of just trying to hold on right now.
Yeah, they're both wheeling, so something's got to give.
So yeah, that's my last baseball pick of the day. So then I'm jumping over to England. Like you said, Ukraine, they struggled in that last match. Or, well, they didn't struggle, but they had a hard-fought match for a full 120 minutes. And on top of that, they kind of just skated their way into this because I believe they were only 1-1-1 in
the pool play. Yeah,
in the pool play. So yeah, they really just got the luck of everyone else kind of allowing them to get in. So on top of that, England can kind of they can control the pace of this game. So I think that if you wanted to go under 2.5 goals as well, I don't think England's going to try to put up the score too much. So I could see this game being a 1-0, 2-0 game. So if you don't like the juice of minus 250, I would parlay that with the under 2.5 goals as well, because I think that ends up turning it to plus money, so you get play like plus 150. But that's just my lean. If you want to add that in, if you're not much of a juice bettor, that's where I would go. And then my last pick, Bucks money line. I think that there's a better chance that we find out today before these games starts that I think there's a better chance that Giannis would play than Trae. I don't think there's any chance that Trae Young plays, and I really don't see Giannis playing either. But I think if you were to ask me which one I think would play more in this game, it would be Giannis. So I think, like you said, with the 2 stars most likely out, I just think that the Bucks showed last game they're ready. The role players are ready to move them on to the finals. I think the Hawks have had a nice run here, but their luck is about to run out.
Yeah, and it's weird because with Giannis, the first report that came out, or at least the first alert that came to my phone, was that he was out for the remainder of the season. Like, he was done. And then, like, 2 hours later, it was, well, he's doubtful. There's a chance he could return because it was just hyperextended.
Yeah, that's so I thought that I heard something that that he's most likely going to return for the finals.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
That's at least the last report that I heard. So it's been all over the place, but we'll see. I still don't think either of them play. And if that's the case, I think that the Bucks role players are going to beat the Hawks role players.
Yeah. Well, hey, there you have it. There's our Saturday bets for you. We'll go through it one more time. JT's best bets have the White Sox minus a 1.5. He's also taking the White Sox money line to get the sweep tomorrow. Also tomorrow, Yankees and Mets. We're going to go with the under on the run line there. We're taking England money line with a bonus surprise bet of a parlay with the under 2.5. Or if you just like the less juice, taking 2.5 by itself as well. And then the Bucks money line to wrap JT's best bets up. The 3-2-1 again was the DC United money line, the White Sox money line today, Milwaukee Bucks plus 2.5, Houston Dynamo money line, England money line against Ukraine, and the upset for the weekend is the Cubs. I'm going to take them on the money line versus the Reds. Did we miss anything?
I think that's it. Go help our sponsor out. Use our code to get some coffee. If you like fireworks, go check out our video on YouTube. I set off some fireworks last night, so that video is available on Facebook and YouTube by searching Sport Shift Media. And
maybe we can embed that in the website, and people show up as just there.
Yeah, I think that would be a pretty cool part if that was just the front part of the website on the main page.
Happy 4th of July. Well, listen, it's a big holiday, It's a very famous drinking holiday, a very famous sun holiday. Be safe out there. Make sure you hydrate. Make sure that you're drinking strong coffee and making stronger bets by listening to Brewed Bets presented by Pale Horse Coffee. We appreciate y'all being here. For those that are going to tune in later, we thank you for listening. Feel free to stop by the website, drop us some feedback, go to the Facebook page, drop us some feedback. We love hearing from you. We love interacting. But for now, make sure you go to palehorsecoffee.com, use promo code BREWEDBETS for 10% off your online order, whether you have it delivered or pick it up in store. Just go through their website and our promo code will save you 10%. For JT, I'm Brandon with Sports with BJ. We'll see y'all next Saturday.